What's poppin' everybody? It's a Saberwolf Fighting 4. Got a TCG match with Raikou Mask, Ogerpon EX with Raging Bolt EX, the usual at this point. I don't even know if I'm gonna show any matches with any other deck because I'm tired of losing. If you use basically any other non-meta deck, it's almost like a guaranteed auto loss. Even Spread Frost, which was supposed to be a decent little anti-meta deck, just has too much trouble now against Dusknoir and Regidraco with the Curum, and it always had a big problem with Dragapult, but now it's just everything's worse. I might do Claydol again, but with Groudon and Terrakion, not Cobalion. But basically do that sort of older version, because I know I said that I was probably going to do the deck profile for Rhyperior Claydol, but I'm not really too satisfied with it. I played a bunch of matches, but then it just had a lot of problems against all the things that I mentioned. Basically just little Pokemon trying to set up, you get killed. And the worst part, why it's worse than, when using it with something like Groudon, is that you got to use a stage 2 line, so it's more extra cards, you got to burn space for the rare candy. But if I just use Groudon and Terrakion and then the Tiang Ping, whatever that legendary fighting Pokemon is called, they're just basic, so you got more space for more consistency cards. Okay, so this guy, speaking of the devils, it's the Duskull, and the Pidgey for Pidgeot, the Hoot Hoots for Noctowl, and this is probably like some kind of Terapagos variant. It also runs the Dusknoir line. So many decks have it in, because it's just a way to kill off everything else easy. You set up for KOs, you do combos with Iono, you make your opponent's Iono be more worthless when they're trying to use it to draw. All kinds of crap. And just easy mode stuff. Cards that basically build themselves. I don't care what anybody says. I had trouble remembering last time, but I did end up remember. Once again, I'm going to say it. Cofagrigus, Black and White, Era, Gen 5 Pokemon. Same thing as Dusknoir, but it only did like 3 damage. Like 3 damage counters. You kill it, you put 3 damage counters on somebody, not 130. In a format where we have so much trouble with the small Pokemon as it is. Anyway, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to kill off the Duskull. I managed to get a couple of energies and pull off an attack. Surprise, surprise. But basically, Raging Bolt against Terapagos, I got a pretty decent shot, provided we get a good setup. This deck can handle pretty much anything. That's why it's so popular. I like it because it gives me those Rayquaza EX vibes, of course. Discard energies, get those 1 KOs. And even though this is a bastardization of Raikou, it's still a Raikou form variant. Raikou Giraffe. So Ultra Ball. Am I gonna guess you're gonna get the Pidgeot out turn 1? As they always do. Let's find out, shall we? No, he got the Terapagos. Maybe he has the other stuff in hand, I don't know. Oh, Noctowl, that's also a way to get what you need, easy. Just easy as hell stuff. It is incredible. Incredible, man. Just too many broken cards around, man, in this format. I never thought I'd say this, but I think we've come to a point where I deem this format even worse than the Arceus GX format from Cosmic Eclipse. At least with that guy, like those days, yeah, we had a bunch of broken cards, a bunch of broken cards, not a couple, but you could say the biggest problem was that guy. Like, you could point in his direction. It was the main problem. But over here, it's just too much stuff, man. Yeah, it's just broken stuff everywhere. With the whole V-Star thing, only some decks can capitalize on it. That Forest Seal Stone is just such a mistake of a card. Just free computer search on top of the ace specs we got right now, and all the other busted stuff. You know, if you're using a regular ass deck, you gotta include V's if you wanna make use of that advantage. Use the Forest Seal Stone to get a free card. But then if you do that, you just get rid of almost all of your advantage when it comes to using a regular Pokemon deck, because you run a V, your opponent can pick on it in the end. Simple. And you gotta have enough to make the shit consistent too. Like, you can't just run one. I mean, these decks, they can run like Rotom, they can run Luminion if they're not running any other V Pokemon. Anyway, so he left the Rotom there as a decoy. He got a full bench, and I don't have any counter stadium, so that thing is gonna stick. Doesn't matter though, I can use that too, since we got Ogerpon. So here's the thing. I can use Irida to get try and get like the Prime Catcher or something, but I don't even think that's necessary. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Greninja and get a Nest Ball and get a better setup. At the end of the day, you know, I did get a single prize on the first turn anyway, so I might as well get another one, so I'm in that 4 prize range. And set up my dudes, have a solid, you know, stable setup. And if we do that, then I'm just going to win mathematically anyway, just outpace him. As long as I got a Raging Bolt to attack, get a one-hit knockout, I'm good. And what's also good in this case, where weakness is going to come in handy, I can even use the Sandy Shock EX. It's a fighting Pokemon, so we can hit the Terapagos for weakness. So that's going to work out well too. Okay, so looking good so far. Get another prize. I got a bunch of energies on the Ogerpons. I got cards in my hand for plays for next turn. Got that Sada play. If I get Luminion, I'm going to use my own stone, speaking of which. So yeah, it's just really sad that I like using this deck, but it's not the type of deck that I want to play like 10 matches with, because you do kind of have to put some thought into it. Maybe I'm just being lazy, but because I got to do this shit for the channel, I don't want to just, you know, destroy my mind thinking all the time. So I use it, but I want to use different stuff that are just more simple, like Spread Frost, and just for more variety in the channel. And I can't do that because just keep on losing. Like, I had to just drop from 200 points in rank. Again, you go from like 800 to like literally 600 to the Azelf rank, because I just keep using shit decks trying to get matches, trying to improve my rank, and you just get your ass kicked against the Dusknoir and the Dragapult and the rest of the bullshit. Alright, so gonna go for my Sada play. At this point, it's pretty much a wrap, I want to say. He did get that big KO, but it's not gonna matter. I mean, both of my dudes are going to be ready. I got energies for days on the Ogerpons as well. I'm looking pretty good. Luminion, that's a pretty nice top deck. I can use this to get another Sada if I need to next turn. And I might not even need to be honest. I mean, I can use Greninja to draw, but I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to kill this thing, discard all the grass. And I gotta do one more actually, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna do one on the active. Just pretty good. I guess the Bouffalant, you know, tactic isn't really relevant now. People just use Dusknoir. Okay, and we get the Prime Catcher from the prizes. It looks like it was in the prizes. But I can just use this to finish him off. I mean, I might not even have to, you know, I can do enough damage. I'll be able to gather enough energies to kill even the Terapagos. I mean, it's not like it has extra HP. So he's going for the prime catcher. He's basically trying to deplete me of energies, but it's not going to work, dude. Like, you should know. What could hurt would be the Iono. That'd be pretty annoying. Gets the Dusknoir out too. Yeah, just look at this fucking bullshit. Just do this. Hurts me. Forces me to get a prize. Then it's going to go for an Iono. Like, yeah, we did have Electro DX back in the day, but that just gave you energies. It didn't like do damage. And, you know, we didn't have it, couldn't combine it with all the busted stuff we got today. Like, seriously, dude, there's no way you can have decks with like 3 or 4 different stage 2 lines and them being consistent, but they are because of all the cards we have that let you grab any card from the deck. Like letting you pick the stuff you're gonna grab, as opposed to just supporters that just give you, let's say, some straight draw or shuffle draw. It's just too consistent. That's why you can just do this. You can put the stone on a V, you know, grab one card you need, get the Pidgeot out, then the Pidgeot is gonna get you another free card. You can get the other piece that you're missing to get the next stage 2 out, you know. Now we got knocked out too. You got all this crap. Just busted. Okay, so you couldn't Iono, at least couldn't do that. So what I'm about to do, I don't even need to use the catcher. I'm just gonna use Luminion, get a Sada, and that's game over. I mean, it made it pretty close, thanks to that Dusknoir shit. And it's pretty simple. I got the Vessel too. I got options. He just scoops. Rage quitting. But that's game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Share the video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. What up?